What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. So we're gonna do a nocturnal look, and this is a song by Lookz off their new album. I'm going to use like these prosthetic horns that I got off the Camera Cosmetics website, and I'm gonna play with the color case and some Made by Mitchell stuff. But let's get started. Let's hear the song before I get started. But they not there to me. Nocturnal. Okay, what's up, y'all? It's the voiceover Ariel. But to start this look, I'm gonna basically just prime my face with that makeup primer spray by Scandinavia. And I'm taking this one size primer and I'm just using it all over my face. And then I want to do a gripping primer, so I took the Milk Hydro Grip and I'm just trying to make sure it's like evenly like all over my face. I feel like me rubbing in my primers like in my hands before I apply it, I feel like it's been actually like making things like a little bit more seamless. And then now I'm taking the Color Fix from the Mesmerized Beauty and basically like filling in my brows like this. I feel like this is the easiest way to use the Color Fix like for your brows, is just put some on a spoolie and just like brush it through your brows. But you can use a brush to do it. It's like an angled brush or whatnot, and I just clean up with a Q-tip because like when they dry, if there's like some caked up Color Fix product, it can like have a little texture to it. So I want to make sure like it didn't have any crazy texture. And the base for this look is going to be a bluish color, so I took that blue Color Fix to clean up my brows, and I'm basically just making sure I have enough product all over my eye area, that way it's an even like a base for my eyeshadow and stuff later on. But yeah, I'm just taking this Made by Mitchell brush and I'm just doing that and blending it out. And then I went ahead and just like cleaned up my upper brow because I'm about to do my actual base, which I normally don't do. Like usually I'll do like my eyeshadow and stuff and then like I'll do my base, but I'm using the Made by Mitchell color case. It's like one of the little pro ones, and this is the primary color one, and I'm just taking it straight out the thing. Sometimes I mix these colors, but I've never used like this blue as a base, so I was like, you know, I can do it right now. And then if I do a blue look later on, I will actually like mix the color, that way it looks a little bit more different. That's what I like to do whenever it comes to these like face paint looks and stuff, is to just like switch it up and add different like, you know, colors so that it's like a different tint, and also use different colors to highlight and contour my face, that way it doesn't look always the same. Because, you know, I feel like I like doing certain colors, but I want to switch it up. Like I don't want to do anything that looks exactly the same, because we had to be innovative somehow. And I feel like this product is a really good product for me personally when it comes to be doing face painting. This is a lot easier to work with than me putting the Color Fix all over my face, because that's what I used to do a couple years ago, a couple months ago. Like last year I was using the Color Fix as my base, and it can be used as a base, but I will say that like the Color Fix dries down, and like some products like it's hard to like layer on top. And I went ahead and just like mixed this color because I wanted to do a like cool blue for like my highlight areas. And then I usually just mix it with that little spatula I use to like get it out of the case, and I just wipe it off between like me using it for different colors. And I went ahead and just like cleaned up underneath my brow, that way it's a little bit more of a highlighted area than what I did with the Color Fix. And then just cleaning up my eyebrow slit, and now I'm gonna blend it out with this brush from Glisten Cosmetics. So this look is my second look from the Flow album, Access All Areas, and I want to do another one, but I'm trying to figure out like what song I want to do, because I did this one as Nocturnal, and then we did I'm Just a Girl, and I'm trying to figure out if I want to do like Caught Up or like Stood Up With a Coulda. I don't know, but I would definitely like figure it out soon and probably do another video. And I want to do some more looks to like some different like to different songs that like I listen to a lot. But I would like to just make it a series at some point, because I did like a series like this a couple years ago, and I just want to like basically recreate it and just go a little bit harder with it. And yeah, whenever I'm doing these face paint looks, like I usually just do my same technique when it comes to blending out my foundation or my base, and when it comes to setting it. So I'm just going back in with the brush I use to actually like put the product all over my face for like my foundation shade, and I'm just blending out those areas where the concealer is. And I just went back in because I wanted to make it a little bit like lighter on my nose. And now I mixed it black, and I didn't even mix it. I thought I had mixed it, but I just used the black to like contour my face, because I thought that would be like a good effect. Like for what I was going for, I felt like the black would add like that deepness that I needed. And I'm just blending it out with another Made by Mitchell brush. And yeah, I'm just basically blending it to make it look even on like my forehead area, and then I actually like whenever I do my cheekbones and stuff, I like tap it like if I'm gonna tap anywhere, I'm gonna tap above where my like jawline is versus under, because I feel like that like creates that depth a little bit more. And then I definitely go back in with that base product or the base brush I did for like my foundation shade, and I sprayed this like hydrating spray, and now I'm just setting it with this loose powder from what is that called, RCMA. It's their no color powder. And yeah, I always use a hydrating setting spray like with almost every step, especially when I'm doing face paint, because these products can be a little bit more drying and I don't want my face to look cakey and nasty. Okay, so now that we sit in my like highlight areas, I'm going to use this eyeshadow palette from Made by Mitchell. This is the graffiti palette, and I just like broke off the top, so you know that's why the top is not on there. But I just use that blue color to basically just set all over my face, because I always like to set my entire face before I like bronze and contour. And I'm just taking this loose pigment from Genuine Cosmetics. This is the black one, and I use this to basically like contour my face. I love using these like pigments whenever I do my face paint makeup looks, because it just makes the color look so much like more opaque and brings like, you know, any like transparency or like light layer or like patchiness. It just makes it go away because it's so pigmented. And I'm just going back in with that brush I use for my all over powder just to make that like contour a little bit less harsh. And then once again, once again we are setting with a hydrating spray, and I went to add blush, so I was like, you know what, purple would be a good blush color, and it was a good blush color. I love that like I've kind of been figuring out like what colors I can use if I'm doing like different face paint makeup looks to still add that blush, because I love me a blush moment. And now that I kind of figured out what I wanted my base to be, I decided to use that Made by Mitchell iCloud palette. It's the blue one. I think it's like blue you could or some shit, I don't even fucking know, but it's the blue one. And I'm basically using this to do a little like, you know, I feel like it's a simple eye. It's nothing too crazy, but I'm going ahead and just doing underneath my eye too. As you can see, I have like that little patch by my eye. It's because my eye be watering sometimes when I do my makeup. I don't know why, but sometimes it's just like irritated and it like won't stop watering, and like there's no product that can stick right there because it's just like it's just water everywhere. But yeah, I'm taking this Get Stone palette and I'm using that like grayish blue color all over my eye just to add a little bit of shimmer. I wasn't doing anything too crazy. And yeah, I'm going in with my Danessa Mars Beauty Lightwork Volume 6 palette, I believe that's what it is. This is the magnetic one, and I absolutely love these shimmers because they're so pigmented. I just wanted to create a little bit more depth without doing too much, so that's why you see me kind of like layering different colors and adding that lighter color on the inside. And I'm just going to line my top lash line with this Made by Mitchell Graph Ink Liner. It's a liquid liner, and it's in the shade Black Milk. And now I'm using that About Face shadow stick underneath my eyes to basically make it a little bit more smoky. And I just do this with every time. I do this basically every time I do my makeup. I just like how it looks, and I'm setting my face again. So now I'm taking this loose pigment from Black Moon Cosmetics. I'm basically adding this as a highlighter. I thought that it would match well because it's like a bluish like highlighter. It's like blue purple, and I thought it would work with like the color scheme, so I'm just adding it all over to the areas that I normally would highlight my face. And I just love the sparkle effect, like the glitter. I love me a glitter moment, and I was like, you know what, let's add more glitter. Let's make it look even more sparkly. So that's why you see me just adding it underneath my like jawline too, and then setting my face once again because trying to make sure everything like kind of like seamlessly blends. And then I'm taking these horns. I got these prosthetic horns off of Camera Ready Cosmetics. I can't remember what brand it is. I think it's called like Rubberware, but like I just looked at prosthetics on their website. I didn't even know they had them until recently, and they're a little bit cheaper than the other like website I use to get my prosthetics. But I use that color fix to basically like make it like a different color than it naturally is. I just want to like change the tone up a little bit more. And then I'm just using like eyeshadow to like basically make it have a little bit more depth to it and make it look a little bit more 3D. And then I decided to put that silver color fix on top on the tips because I thought it would be cute. And then I'm just taking this like pigment from Genuine Cosmetics. It's like a silver pigment, and I just added it on top to just intensify it. And now I'm taking the Pros Aid Original Adhesive. This is what I use every time I use prosthetics, and I'm using this to basically stick it to my face. I need to like watch some videos on like applying prosthetics because I feel like I can like make them look good like when it comes to shading and like, you know, making it look a little bit more realistic. But I need to like figure out how to seamlessly blend the edges so that it doesn't look as noticeable that it's a prosthetic, like it looks a little bit more real, if that makes sense. But I just took that blue like from that color case just to like make the like area around the horn that's supposed to be like my skin technically. I'm just trying to like make it blend in a little bit more. But yeah, I just do both sides. I feel like this is easier like than me just putting it on in the first place. I don't know, like I don't like to always apply my prosthetics first unless like I just think it makes sense. And this one I was like I can just do it like after like I actually paint it, because last time I did horns and I tried to paint it while I was on my face, it was so freaking hard, like so I did that for a reason. And then I'm just taking that same liner I used to line the top of my lashes to basically draw my moles back on. If you hear some click clacking, it's my baby. And then I took this like light purple lavendery color. It's this color fix from Nessamire's Beauty, and I decided to just do some little designs on my face. I feel like it just like matched the vibe. And I did some on my cheekbones too. These are like the usual spots that I would add like designs when I do a look like this. And then I took this like a light blue color. I think this is Mermaid. It's like a bluish purple shift, and I'm just adding this as like some more like line work on my face. As you see, I tried to use this purple like mascara, but it wasn't giving what it needed to give. So I just took this like black mascara and just covered it up because it wasn't the vibe I was going for. And it's probably because it's also old. Like I probably should throw it away by now because, you know, makeup expires after a certain amount of time. But I'm taking this black liquid lipstick from Beauty Bakery. This is one of their lip whips, and I'm basically lining my lips with it. And then I'm gonna do like a like I did a purple lip. I can't even remember. Like I edited this, yeah, it was purple. I did this like a week ago, and I'm just now filming a voiceover, but I just used a Q-tip just to apply it. And then now I'm gonna put some rhinestones in my eyebrow slit. So I put like some of that clear lash glue down first, and then I just picked the rhinestones up with the bottom of the spoolie I used earlier for my brows. And now I put some lash glue on my lashes, and I'm letting that dry while I spray my face with my final setting spray. And on top, I wanted to go in with this Pokemon lip gloss because I really haven't used it much, and I was like, I feel like this is the best like look for me to actually use it. And now I'm putting on my lashes. It takes me a good second to put on my lashes. Do not be, you know, fooled by the footage amount of time. But I hope y'all like this video, and I love y'all so much, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.